Welcome to day 348 of our Deso journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother, Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in cloud feed. And Brian, your house looks a little different today.
Yeah, it's actually a vehicle.
Oh, so it's a vehicle, not a home. Okay. Are you living out of your vehicle now?
Yeah, so I decided to put all my money in DAODAO, so I had to sell off my home, and now I'm living in my SUV.
You're very echoey. You don't have your mic on, obviously. But anyhow, I think today's a good day to talk about DAO. There's a lot that was announced. Natter announced DAO through a long Deso post, through a blog post, and a couple of videos yesterday, where he explained how DAO works and what it will encompass. And most notably, what we get out of Natter's announcement is that he is actually the one behind DAO. Him and the Deso Foundation are behind it. Natter is the major player who, planned DAO, created DAO, and is bringing it forward. So I think that's really interesting, and I think it's kind of a relief to a lot of people who are wondering exactly who's behind it. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think many of us speculated that it was Natter behind it and the Deso Foundation. Uh, but yeah, and he also went on to say that he's buying a golden ticket. He's investing 5 to 10% of his total wealth in DAODAO. So I mean, like, if he believes in it that much, then it kind of makes me want to believe in it too. And I think that we saw that yesterday with some more gold coin purchase or gold NFT purchases.
Yeah, I mean, 5 to 10% of his net worth is going to go into DAO. We don't know what his net worth is. I don't think anybody really has that great of an idea, but I assume he has been pretty successful throughout his life, so he probably has a good chunk of money that's going to be going into that. He also said for the first time, ETH people, Sol people, and even BTC people, Bitcoin people, can all collaborate to achieve shared missions and common visions through DAO. And he said before DAO, they wanted to convert all of the venture-backed DeSo companies into DAOs, but there was no good way to actually do it. But now they can, and their learnings are going to be a benefit all ecosystems. So I don't know what the plan is. NFTZ, we haven't heard anything about converting NFTZ into a DAO. We have had internal discussions about what aspects of a DAO we will use in the future, but we haven't got anything from the core team saying, okay, we want you to convert NFTZ into a DAO. So we'll wait and see what happens there. Like Brian said, Natter went ahead and bought his first golden ticket, which is what, like $75,000 or so worth, Brian?
Yeah, about that. And yeah, and we saw that Supernovas is going the route of a DAO. I'm assuming some other projects are going to take a look at becoming a DAO themselves. Heck, maybe NFTZ will someday become a DAO. It's just that I think I want to see how these other businesses go about it and how the regulatory bodies kind of look at it, especially in the US since we're a US company. But yeah, I think it could be the future of business. It's just gonna, I think, depend on how it's regulated, how the SEC here in the US looks at it. But overseas, I can definitely see a lot of companies taking advantage of this as well.
Yeah, and High Key also bought a golden ticket. They aped in, got their golden ticket as well. And today at 7 p.m. Eastern time, there's going to be a DAO Twitter Spaces event that's taking place, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Twitter. If you go to the DAO_IO Twitter account, you can get a link to the Twitter Spaces event. Should be interesting to hear them all talk about DAO. I'm kind of excited about it. Also, High Key, while we're on the topic of High Key, they said that they're down $1 million on Deso. That's a lot of money, but they're still confident. And they said that they realize that Deso can still 2 to 5x in any single day with a massive move. So that sucks that they're down $1 million, but I think they're in it for the long run, and they think they have this vision that I think Brian and I have too, that Deso has so much potential to prevail eventually.
Yeah, and I think that you got to look at it as you got to dollar cost average if you can. And that's what they said they're doing. They said that they're going to be dollar cost averaging. I know I've seen them on ChainSurf buying some more Deso lately as it approached $30 or so. Yeah, I think it's important to realize that the foundation still has, my guess, sorry, I almost dropped my phone. My guess is somewhere north of $200 million with the increase of Bitcoin price. The market cap right now is around 30 or 300 million. So it's getting close to hitting a market cap that's basically what they have in cash, which I find it hard to believe it could drop much further than that. So I can't see, I don't want to say this is not investment advice at all, but I can't see Deso dropping under $20 because the capital, the cash that they have would put the cash value at higher than the market cap. And this does happen in some cases when there's no confidence in management for a company, stuff like that. But I think that there's so much built and there's so much going on that you have to value it at higher than the cash value. So I think that's at least the base that some people can look at, and they might be able to see that as kind of a floor and maybe get a little bit more confident in buying Deso at around the $20 to $30 level. Once again, not investment advice.
Yeah, sure. And Tyne also noted, courtesy of Matt Foley, that DAO coin limit orders have been added to the code on Deso, which is interesting. I know Natter talked about a DAO exchange that will be launching coinciding with the launch of DAODAO. So limit orders, I mean, it's something that you're going to want to use in an exchange. And I think there's going to be people having a lot of fun trading DAO coins on the exchange when that comes. And again, that should be released at the end of this month along with DAODAO. So a lot of stuff happening by the end of this month.
I wonder if what the fee is going to be to trade DAO coins. So there's going to be a 1% fee on all funds raised by a DAO, but I wonder if there's also a 1% fee on trading. And if so, I mean, that just adds an additional revenue stream for DAODAO, which if you're a DAO coin holder, you're going to capture some of that revenue.
Yeah, and I imagine that the DAO exchange is going to be tied into DAODAO. So any revenue that comes through the DAO exchange will go to DAODAO. It's not, I don't think it's a separate entity. I don't know for sure, but it doesn't seem that way. And
I'm sure other nodes could pop up that take advantage of it and also become an exchange, and they could maybe take a fee as well.
That's true. So DAODAO stats, as of this morning, there's approximately 1,750 Discord members on the DAODAO Discord. It's growing rapidly. It's a lot of fun discussion taking place in there. Definitely join that if you haven't already. There's been $475,928 in contributions so far. That jumped a lot, over $200,000, as Natter and Hikey both bought the golden NFT ticket yesterday. I think it's about close to 200,000 or so. So that, I mean, it's growing rapidly. They have over 1,000 followers on Twitter now. Natter appears to have learned his lessons, I think, from the BitClout launch. You know, there are a lot of issues with the BitClout launch, a few things I think you could say didn't go so well, maybe even borderline failures in that launch. But I think he's learned his lesson. I think the Deso Foundation has learned their lesson with the launch of DAODAO. I think this launch is going so much better than the BitClout launch did. You know, the BitClout launch, it launched and only a few people had access to it. It slowly grew as some people spread their passwords out. But with DAODAO, they're building this community before they launch. And you see that on Discord, you see that on Twitter, you see it on Deso. The community is getting built before the launch, which is like, I think 23 days or so from now. So they're going to have this community. So when it launches, there's going to be so many players involved, so much money involved. And I think it's going to have more potential to have an exploding launch that hopefully can maintain itself. Whereas with BitClout, you know, it was kind of like this trickling launch. It grew to a certain point and then people left. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Like, we don't know, but I think the way the launch is going definitely means better things for the DAODAO launch and the BitClout launch.
Yeah, I agree.
So yesterday, Ado from Desocial World pointed out, I guess it was this morning, that you're going to be able to start buying and selling Deso on another exchange. And that exchange is coinex.com, coinexcom on Deso. I think that's exciting news. And yet another exchange that's trading Deso. I know a lot of people are still waiting for some other major exchanges like Binance and whatnot. I'm sure they'll come eventually.
Yeah, and I didn't look at how large CoinX is or what kind of member base they have, so I don't know the impact. But there's, I could imagine there being some sort of boost as people on CoinX kind of discover Deso. Maybe we'll see some new members. It didn't really happen with Coinbase like we expected, but I think every little exchange is definitely an inch towards a brighter, more I guess more engaging future
More
of Deso.
liquid Deso.
Yeah, definitely.
Deso becomes more liquid. So the top hashtags from the last 24 hours are Deso, International Women's Day, NFT, crypto, and Bitcoin. And the top open prosper account. So let's say yesterday, the total earned in the last 24 hours was 6,124.11 DESO, which is approximately equal to $183,274. And like I said, approximately 200,000 or so. Most of that came from DAODAO, which earned $181,804 of that. So less than 2,000 was earned by other individuals. The top, so there are 11 creators that earned at least one DESO, not really that much. That number seems to be going down. The other top earners were Cloutpunk, FP Fund, Brutal, Sabira, DesoMon, Matt Foley, Photography by Michelle, Film Professor, and Chris Celea. So congratulations to those people. And today's community event, there's only one on the schedule, according to Miss Katie Ann, and that is Crypto Ladies on the Mic on Clubhouse at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. The topic is Power of Authenticity. With Deso Chats, Michelle Lord, Miss Katie Ann, Wildography, Natalie Art, Debo M, Clout Women Unite, All Things Creative, Meredith Marcone, Izzy, Lisa Jane, Sabira, Natalia Bell, Lisa Mariette, and many, many more. Definitely a great room. Like I say, every week on Wednesday, definitely check it out. It's an hour of only women on the stage talking about crypto, talking about various topics. Today, it's Power of Authenticity. And then the second hour, they invite the men up on the stage to contribute their thoughts and opinions as well. So definitely something to check out. And I think that's all we have for today. Brian, hopefully you're back in your house tomorrow.
Well, hopefully Deso goes up so I can buy my house back and move out of this SUV.
All right, and we'll talk to everyone tomorrow.